Okay, hello guys. First of all, allow me to introduce myself again. My name is Fransiskus Biliam Andrea. My student number ID is B1024 2010-12, and I'm from International Management class, batch 2020. Right now, I'm going to give the summary of our previous discussion in HRM class or course on Tuesday, 22 March 2022, Chapter 6. Okay, let's just dive into it. The first thing that I will talk about is about what is recruitment. What is recruitment from the three experts? Okay, recruitment is the process of finding, screening, hiring, and eventually onboarding qualified job candidate. The recruiting process can be relatively straightforward but advanced in technology, a tight labor market, and a workforce pool that might span life generation can make the first step. Okay, then is recruitment important, and why? Of course it's important. This is why. The purpose of recruitment is to accept as many applicant as possible according to the qualification of the company needs from various sources, so that it is possible to attract prospective employees with the highest quality of the best. This is important because, of course, companies want to have highest quality of human resource to work in their company. Okay, and then what does recruiting require an employee to do? Here is what recruiting requires an employer to. So there is 5 things that we need required. The first one is know the industry and where to successfully recruit qualified employee. The second is identify key to success in the labor market, including competitors' recruiter efforts. Then the third is cultivate relationship with the sources of prospective employees. The fourth is promote the company brand so that the employer is known as a good place to work. And then the last one is using recruiting metrics in order to measure the effectiveness of recruiting effort. Okay, then what do I know about training of recruiters and managers? Training on recruiting related with activities, communication skills, and job-specific details in common. Also, those involved in recruiting should learn the types of action that violate EEO regulation and how to be sensitive to the diversity issues with applicants. Such training area often include appropriate language to use with applicant so that racist, sexist, and other inappropriate remarks do not hurt the image of employer and result in legal compliance. Training recruiters may include the importance of employees engaging in ethical behavior during recruiting effort. Okay, so I will mention and explain the labor market component. The broadest labor market component and measure is the labor force population, which consists of all individuals who are available for selection if all possible recruitment strategies are used. And then there is an applicant population, which is a subset of labor force population that is available for selection if a particular recruiting approach is used. This population can be broad or narrow depending on the job needing to be filled and approach used by the employer. And the last one is applicant pool that consists of all persons who are actually evaluated for selection. Okay, now what are the considerations for determining applicant population? Here's some consideration. The first one is number and types of recruiters' needs. The second is timing of recruiting to ensure timely placement. The third is external and internal message on the job details. The fourth is qualification of competent applicants to be considered. The fifth is source for obtaining a qualified applicant. And then the sixth is outside and inside recruiting means to be used. And the last one is administrative recruiting and applicant review activities. Okay, so in recruiting, why recruiting for smaller firm can be challenging? Here is why. Because the firm recruiting hardest effort was to clearly identify the unique characteristic of working in the smaller firm, which is included greater assignment variety, more work flexibility, and better career possibilities. Those characteristics would appeal to some but not all who might apply. Okay. So, what do I know about labor market? The labor market refers to the supply of demand for labor, in which employees provide the supply and employers provide the demand. Okay. Now, I will explain about recruiting presence and image. Recruiting efforts may be viewed as either continuous or intensive. For continuous efforts to recruit offers the advantage of keeping the employers in the recruiter market. For intensive recruiting may take the form of vigorous recruiting campaign aimed at hiring a given number of employees, usually within a short period of time. And then the second thing I will discuss is about employment branding and image. The employment brand or image of an organization is the view of its held by both employees and outsiders. Organizations that are seen as desirable employers are better able to attract qualified applicants than are those with poor reputation. Okay, then we'll talk about professional employer, organization, and employees leasing. A specific types of outscoring uses professional employees organization or PEOS, and employees leasing. This employees leasing process is simple. An employer signs an agreement with the PEO, after which the staff is hired by a leasing firm and leased back to the company for a fee. Okay, then I will talk about regular versus flexible staffing. A number of employees have been decided on the cost of keeping regular workforce has become excessive and is growing worse due to economic, competitive, and governmental consideration. However, not just money in the issues, the large number of employers' regulation also constrain the employment relationship, making many employers reluctant to hire new regular full-time employees. Flexible staffing uses workers who are not traditional employees. Using flexible staff arrangement allows an employer to avoid some of the costs of full-time benefits such as vacation pay and pension plans. Okay, I will also talk about temporary workers. Employers who use temporary employee can hire their own temporary staff member or contract with agencies supplying temporary workers on a rate per day or per week basis. Then we will talk about independent contractors. Okay. One major reason for the use of independent contractor is that some employees experience significant savings because the benefits are not provided to those individuals. Independent contractors are used in a number of areas, including building, maintenance, security, advertising, and others. And then we will talk about recruiting and EEO, diversity consideration. The Equal Employment Opportunity Commission or EEOC guidelines state that no direct or indirect references implying gender or age are permitted. Recruiting as a key of employment-related activity is subject to various considerations, especially equal employment laws and regulation. Okay, now we'll also talk about internet recruiting. Internet recruiting is the method of recruiting employees using technology nowadays. And for the next one is e-recruiting. E-recruiting is also the same as internet recruiting, okay? So the growth in the internet has led both employer and employees to use internet recruiting tools, such as link ID or maybe website, blogs, Twitters, and vice versa. Okay, the last one is recruiting and internet social networking. The internet has led to social networking of individuals on blogs, Twitters, and range of websites. This informal use of the web presents some interesting recruiting advantage and disadvantage for both employers and employees. Social networking sites allow job seekers to connect with employees and potential hires. For instance, some sites include posts what it's like to work for a boss, and job hunters can contact the poster and ask questions. Okay, now I will tell you guys how do I recruit using special technology means. Recruiting new employees using special technology means we are using technology as our main instrument to recruit people. Internet tools can be used as part of the recruiting efforts, such as blogs, e-videos, or Twitters. Okay, now what are the advantage and disadvantage of internet recruiting? Here's the advantage: use less capital. The first one, okay. The second is very large pool of applicants can be generated using internet recruiting. The third is spend less time to recruit people. And the last one, a good website and useful internet resource also can help recruiters reach passive job seekers. Okay, here's the disadvantages. The first one is in internet recruiting is that some applicants may be have limited internet access. And the second is because of the broader exposure, internet recruiting often creates additional work for HR staff member and other internally. Okay. Then what is the chapters about? What is this chapter about? And what can I learn from this chapter, from this 6th chapter? Okay. The things that I can learn from this chapter is recruiting is the process of generating a pool of qualified applicant for organizational jobs through a series of activities. The component of labor market are labor force population, applicant population, and the applicant pool. Labor market can be categorized by geographic areas, industry, occupation, qualification, and other characteristics. Internet recruiting has grown in use through job boards, various websites, social networking, and special technology methods. The decision to use internal or external recruiting source should consider the both advantage and disadvantage of each source, like I said before. Okay. Then recruiting efforts should be evaluated as a part of utilizing HR measurement to assess the effectiveness of the method and approaches. That's all the summary that I can tell to you guys. Thank you for listening. See you on the next video.